everybody, and welcome to the CrossFit Games Update Show. I'm Pat Sherwood, joined at the desk by Tommy Marquez, and 16.2 has come to a close, a workout that we thought maybe a few guys would finish, but in all actuality, 33 completed it.
Yeah, and just a few years ago, having a 315 clean was really put you in the upper echelon of lifters, period. But now we have guys doing 7 of them after 16 minutes of work, 125 toes to bar, some double unders. Who says CrossFitters aren't strong and extremely fit too?
Yeah, and still a 315 clean is a little out of my grasp, but somebody who has a 315 clean all day long is Ben Smith. He was on top of the leaderboard for 16.2. It only took him 16 minutes and 54 seconds to finish the entire workout. He's followed by Rich Froning Jr. and Matt Fraser. Those 3 together are the only 3 individuals to finish the workout in under 18 minutes.
Seems like all is right in the CrossFit world on the men's side again.
The boys are back in town.
Yeah, after 16.1, their finishes for Smith, Froning, and Fraser were 115th, 51st, and 35th. Now they finished 1, 2, and 3 in this workout. They were 1, 2, 3 worldwide in the open last year, and they happen to be the 3 guys that are going to be thrown down at 16.5 at the ranch, so it's setting up to be a really nice storyline going into the final week of the open.
Those 3 gentlemen, we know that they can move a barbell, but they're not just strong, they're also incredibly fit. Somebody in the past who maybe was a bit too jaded to the strength side was Jeff Evans, but he appears to be evolving with the sport.
Yeah, he is extremely focused on reinventing himself. And too often we see athletes just content with being pigeonholed as just the strong person or just the engine person, the endurance type athlete. But Jeff is a guy who is typically strong, and he's really spent the last year focusing on working on his gymnastic skills and all the other aspects of his game. Last year, after 2 weeks in the open, he had 285 points in his region. This year, 18. So clearly the work he's been putting in, he opened up his own affiliate as well, is starting to pay off, and we should see him back at regionals.
How can you argue with math? You can't do it.
Can't.
And math, after 2 weeks of competition, has put Josh Bridges back on top of the leaderboard. 2 events down, he is looking to go back to the games and seems to be just ferocious. Someone else that jumped out at me is Bjorgvin Carl Gudmundsson, sitting in 6th place. He redid the workout after going head-to-head against Dan Bailey and bettered his time. Oh, he didn't complete it the first time. Now he did it in 18 minutes and 19 seconds. However, I know when you and I were talking a little bit earlier, it was the individual sitting in 3rd position that grabbed your attention.
Yeah, Frederick Agidius, and really his 16.2 performance kind of blew me away. I saw him towards the top of the leaderboard after week number 1. But you know what? He showed up, he's 3rd worldwide overall. In this workout in particular, he beat some heavy hitters like Aaron Hanna, Alex Anderson, and a guy like Nick Uranker, who is no stranger to some heavy barbells. And being in 3rd place, that's very significant for a guy who missed the games the last 2 years, because he's ahead of the Frasers, the Fronings, the Panchiks, a lot of the elite in this sport, so it's shaping up for what could be his best year yet.
And Frederick Agidius has a pretty good training partner on a daily basis in Andy Thorsdar. That never hurts. While he's looking to go back to the games, so is somebody else not in the top 10, a little further down the leaderboard. That's Zach Anderson.
Yeah, he also goes by Z.A. Anderson as well, but he showed up in 2013 where he finished 10th at the games as a rookie. Then we hadn't seen him for a couple years, primarily because he had a condition called left long thoracic nerve palsy. So for the normal people like ourselves, it's basically nerve paralysis where those particular nerves can't control the muscles that they're supposed to, and then those muscles eventually get weakened to the point where they just stop firing. So he had that in his upper left back and into his shoulder, so he was unable to have kind of support weights overhead. A whole host of other problems showed up. He's rehabbed, he's gotten some capacity back in that area, rehabbing those nerves, and now he's comfortable enough to compete, and he's 23rd worldwide. That's really impressive.
Yeah, he's doing what he needs to do. We certainly hope that Zach is back on the mend, and sometimes it's so easy to get overwhelmed with the stress of competition, the road to regionals and the games for the fittest, but this should be a fun time, and we were reminded that this week by Con Porter, games veteran out of Australia, who posted a great photo on Instagram of him and his father, and he said, look, this is the guy that got me into sports 15 years ago, and how great is this? I get to throw down with my 62-year-old dad in the open, in the family garage, and it's just nice to kind of recenter us during this time as to what the open is all about.
And even a step beyond that, we started to see on that particular thread from that post is tons of other people posting pictures of them and their families throwing down, getting some workouts in at the box, doing the open workouts. And it's such a cool, unique aspect and gift to give your family is the gift of health and happiness and fitness, you know, because you want to keep your family around. They're the people that kind of support you no matter what. So to be able to give them that gift and share that, especially something as cool as CrossFit, is outstanding.
And Khan kind of showed us a couple generations in one photo, old and young, if you will, which is exactly what 16.3 is all about. We have one of the most intriguing open head-to-head announcements to date. We have Nick Palladino, the 16 to 17-year-old champion from the games last year, going head-to-head against Sean Ramirez, the 2-time Masters champion in the 40 to 44-year-old division. We don't know the event yet, but they are going to throw down. We'll see what Dave Castro has in store, and we would like all of you to get involved through social media.
Yeah, some great opportunities. So when you guys are out there in the social media world, getting ready for this open announcement, if you post on Facebook, if you post on Instagram, if you post on Twitter, we've got a couple of hashtags for you guys to kind of chime in, place a vote, and really show your support for these athletes. Hashtag CrossFit Masters, if you're someone like Pat, or in a division like myself, you can use hashtag CrossFit Teens to show your support for either one of these athletes and get involved in the broadcast.
Us Masters, we're excellent with technology, you know that. That will do it for the first 2 weeks of competition on the men's side of the house. For Tommy Marquez, I'm Pat Sherwood. We will see you next time.